from 5 different nations. 3 of which are from Europe, 2 of which are from other continents completely. So we've got 5 players across 3 continents, 5 countries. VP, you've got the 2 OG Russians in Dan and Pasha. You've got Rorik, the new up-and-coming Russian, a scene that doesn't usually have a lot of new up-and-coming talent. And you've got Nako and Skies, these French players that are kind of on their way to becoming veterans. They've played a few seasons now in the Tier 1 scene, but haven't really made it to that very top level. And I think this new roster with VP is their chance to change that.
After G2, I mean, I'm expecting good things from them on defense because they're naturally playing much closer together. So I think the real challenge will be for G2 on the attack. But for this very first round of defense, they've done a very good job at layering out their options, right? They got Stompn on the Clash playing main stairs. That's going to be the first point of contact because they've completely surrendered the roam game. That's why VP, they're storming the building, kitchen hat, top floor, just double joining everything, making sure that there's no people ratting in the corners. But that's going to be the first layer. And they're facing C4s beneath the kitchen hatch. They have mirror windows to the backside of blue. So they're saying, if you go backside, we got mirror. Front side, we got the Clash. It means that VP, they aren't going to have one super easy point of entry. G2 was saying, we'll take the 5v5. When you get to the site, you have a tough time no matter where you attack us from. But VP do have good tools for this, right? A Twitch drone could maybe get a mirror window. Cameras on fire and the Blitz can easily find a pick or an injury kill. So it really will just come down to perfection on the execute from both of these 2 teams.
I like that we see VP making this vert before they start over-contesting that Clash as well. So they have the cutoff to make sure that nobody is playing behind that vert as well. No one's behind the Clash, you're right. Now Stompn is falling all the way back. Really gonna have to deal with that Clash long before you get that Blitz in the building. Also gonna have to deal with these mirrors. 1 Ash charge remaining for Dan.
Yeah. If Animal hears the Blitz outside, wants to break open this wall, I want to see him call towards Stompn saying, hey, they're pushing a shield inside a dirt. Because #1 shield counter is of course going to be the Clash. But on another look here, there are 2 separate Goyo canisters in the dirt tunnel. That's 40 seconds on this timer that is 50. So we know that pushing dirt right now is not really feasible whatsoever. And unless VP read into that or drone that second canister, they cannot go dirt anymore. So G2 only have to worry about blue, which has a hatch, bottom main stairs, and then motor kitchen hatch. They have maybe 4 or 5 angles to watch, but with 5 defenders alive and Clash mirror windows, they can easily cover all the angles. That's quite rare for this base on top side.
That's right, the Goyo here is an absolute killer, but VP a fire of their own, not just in the Capital, but in the gunfire itself. Rorik manages to sneak up through and find an opening kill, while Doki's C4 will reply. An aggressive play at the Clash at the bottom of main stairs. Stompn has made it a fortress. Him and Benja together are going to get very sneaky, darting back and forth between Arsenal and the main stairs. Pasha and Dan, the spirit on through. And it's time for Dan to drop, but no, Stompn is there waiting to receive. And the American will finish up the... They are such a momentum-focused team, especially after a really big victory, 8-7 for their final map of the Twisted Minds. You'd be so
qualifying for SLC.
Qualifying for SLC. And on top of all that, we've talked about the stakes of this game. There's not only is it the label of best in EU, but it's also an extra 65 SI points up to 240 from 175, which is a pretty decent amount and will make a big difference for your standings on the Six Invitational calendar. On top of that, it's about 4,000 euro, 4,000 US, it's about 3,500 euro, which is nothing to scoff at as well. So there's a lot going behind this game. Yet, you've already qualified for SLC, so there's pressure off in a way, which might let you relax and play in your stride a bit more, which certainly favors G2.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. Definitely favors G2 more than VP. This dash pick, right? It feels forced to me. And that's not a bad thing. But this is pretty much screaming that good old story of G2 wants Virtus Pro to feel that frustration and then ban the Clash as the 3rd operator. And then G2 can show their real hand on defense. But they're also bringing the mirror at the same time. Twice in a row now. They're showing 2 different operators that are pretty troublesome to deal with at times. And VP can only get rid of 1 of them. So G2 really layering the strats right now, saying, hey, we're playing strong rounds in the first 3, but we got something secret coming to you in the last 3. So Virtus Pro, with this information, right, they need to pick up at least one of these 2 following attacking rounds, because things can maybe only get harder from here, honestly.
And I'd pile on that conversation about operators on the defense and add the Azami to it. The Azami is so powerful here, especially for the ability to get aggressive mid-round. It's also going to net Shaiko a kill. That's the 2nd best player in EML, getting very active the newest addition to G2, known for his firepower. VP now, without their Twitch, won't be able to clear some more of this util on site. Those mirrors have one less counter as the Thorn Traps. However, you can always just shoot the mirror himself. In this case, that's Benja who goes down, but not without a bit of HP damage to both Skies and Rorik on the VP side.
Now VP, they still have the obstacle of Stompn being alive. The Clash Shield, the legs showing up. Stompn, oh sorry, Doki rather, gets taken down from the window angle. Good trade back.
Oh.
Stompn and Elema now, last 2 players remaining. Mira and those out of office, one toxic babe, and Stompn knocking down both the breach of jacuzzi and bathroom.
It's very atypical to see so many kills come out just from window pressure, but Stompn manages to sneak between. Alamau joins the fray, and it's just Skies remaining. He's affected now by the Thorn Trap. A quick peek from one, but Alamau finishes him off. G2 continue fighting back, pressing their...
Oh. The drone got so far. Wanted to not get at the wall.
I like that G2 are continuing to just change up their strategy on the defense. Obviously, bomb sides are changing, but the operators are changing with it. They're not forcing that clash for all 3 sides. This is a much looser operator setup. No Mira, no clash. The army obviously will be instrumental for trying to hold on to Rafters, but you're also supported by the Wamai, who I feel like we've seen a bunch more of recently, which is exciting. Also notice how they don't reinforce the bottom garage. Because it costs a lot of reinforce. It costs 4, and it's kind of only really worth it if you do all of them. Instead, they've made holes in the soft wall to make it harder to use any thermite utility on it, which then is kind of demanding a bit of extra util from Skies on the Florist, because we don't actually have a lot of safe soft breach here for VP otherwise.
Yeah, they stretched them thin, right? They gotta pick their strong utility operators, but also they picked the Kali. Is it for the wall denial? Well, probably not, because they banned Kai. Is it for the Clash, maybe, if they hit a defending operator? Maybe. The only thing Kali has done so far is, of course, pop some of the Wamai discs and some of the Akiba barriers, but the value has been minimal. And G2 are investing 3 people catwalk, because Alamau is playing bottom blue, you have 2 people on the rafters, and they double reinforce the wall. So VP are just burning utility. They have almost nothing left now but the Capital Fire, and they've gotten nowhere in this round. G2 have locked them from entering the building in all the high-value areas, leaving Skies to go fishing below on the Forest.
Such a good strat, such a nice setup. Problem is, Skies is in a crossfire here. Shy goes
How is
down one.
alive here?
Up on the rafters. Nako is the only one with the DMR to try and clear these Kiba barriers. The fire will start to fry Doki. He somehow survives, decides to drop down below. The open wall gives him extra angles, but they work both ways. And Nako shuts him down. 45 seconds. There's still 1 player up in the rafters for VP to deal with.
Somehow there's still 40 seconds left. Yeah, I'm so surprised. I feel like this round has been just speeding past us. I still gotta figure it out. Flashbang spamming, trying to clear out Shaiko's position. That's exactly where he is.
Oh, still can't finish. Man, this is so hard for VP. Shaiko eventually goes down, but damage has been done. Looking at that clock, we know that VP don't have a lot of time left, and G2 know it as well. They're going to have to breach this wall so quickly and start to get into action. They have a 4v3 advantage as Alamau from the top of the stairs tries to go for a bit of a peek. We've got Benja as well, C75 in hand, sprays briefly for a moment. Stompn, though, to go big for 2, forcing Skies desperately inside, but he will fall. Stompn from down below.
The Clash and then Capital for the, a crucial position. Usually defenders will lean into like they're trap heavy or they're plant denial heavy or they got whatever setup that they have. Soft destruction, let's say maybe, right? That previous round, G2, like you pointed out, they had soft walls bottom garage. So VP now need a soft destroyer on CCTV attack, but you're not gonna bring Bach and Ram instead usually for that. So they bring the Forest because Forest has a bit of both, but then they bring the Kalins in case of Clash Mirror, but then G2 didn't bring those operators. So you're right, it's really hard to get all the right tools, and VP have struggled with this, but I think it's thanks to G2 and how they're choosing to play these rounds. It's been their good effort, not the lack of effort from Virtus Pro. Now, we saw the third operator bans come out while we're yapping. Multi-target banned away. I like this because the 3-0 up is going to be that stability crutch operator for a lot of attacking teams to kind of fall back upon to reset the tempo. And then Virtus Pro, like you said yourself, Asami, a high-value operator you can play on every single bomb site, gets target banned. But now we're going to see Clash Mirror open for every single bomb site if they want to play it, and Stompn has been phenomenal on both the previous 2 rounds on that operator of Clash.
Yeah, I got to admit here, G2 obviously, they have a reputation for being like really aggressive, loosey-goosey, like ego swingers. And while Romalio and Alamau are very strat-heavy guys, that's not what we know them for. Hold that thought for a second. Nako gets taken down by Doki lurking at the top of the stairs. Typically, your blitz needs to be the one finding those entry kills. That's why you pick the shield, so you can clear things without droning as much. But to lose Nako is a very expensive pick for VP. Yeah. We have a very similar thing happening here with Benjer and Bar.
It's smart, because when Doki's overselling it and they cleared a bunch of mute jammers top floor, they're probably not going to double drone everything. Plus the timer is much lower. They're a minute slower than the previous basement attack. They're going to assume some things are clear because they already found the guy ratting. That was Doki. But they're wrong. And the drone is right there. Check pool table, but at the corner. Benja is primed for a singular kill. The question is, does he go before the execute and create chaos, or does he wait for him to try and go for a plant and hit a very late round flank and just deny the planter, for example? That's the tough decision of a Benja. Exactly. He's gonna wait right now because T2 aren't feeling any pressure on the bomb side. The second they're signaling that they're gonna go for a play, he can either flank moto hatch if that's the issue, walk down bottom main, or retake kitchen hatch control.
Now he finally starts to make his move. He's not going to be seen. He finds a free kill on Disguise at the main stairs. Now does he drop down the moto hatch? Does he stay upstairs? That's his next question. He's dropped down below. And you're right. Now 3v4, the 20 seconds to play. VP, they find a pick, but they still have to deal with that clash. There's still util on site that they will be walking into. The thorn traps, the barbed wire. Now they just have to get desperate. They need to drop good flashbang, but pushing straight through it. Stompn finds the kill. Once again, a hero play from G2, and it all but locks VP out of the round. It will be 4 straight for the defense as G2 take no prisoners.
It's beautiful. Again, the layering, the strategy, and if you're Virtus Pro watching the G2 game against Twisted Minds, you're thinking, we can outpace them, out-strategize them, because they're not playing together, they don't have the crossfires, they're not laying a clash on the side and a mirror, so Dan can get insane value, which compared to the CCTV attack, where he got almost none, it's going to be a different tale.
Blackbeard also being used as a soft breacher there. I mean, that's just another example of an operator that has multiple bits of value here. The fact that we didn't see CCTV reinforced by G2 allows VP to get extra value out of that operator. And yeah, like we've said, a big part of this is going to be imperative to make sure we get max value out of the best possible up lineup for VP. I just noticed though, we didn't even take out the default camera over towards Jacuzzi, which hopefully that happens later in the round when people start moving over there. But at least VP have made very quick progress over on the cache CCTV side. Very rarely do we see this completely cleared within a minute.
Also, is G2 saying, hey, we're gonna fall back, we hit like the 2-minute 10 mark, we're happy, they're not gonna overcommit to the fight. And this is a very conscious decision. When you're playing this extensive hold on Gym and CCTV top floor, you can fight for the roam and get a couple of kills, and if you get the 5v3, you win the round. If enemy gets the 5v3, you lose the round. You will win or lose off the roam game. But again, what have G2 been doing every single round so far? They are layering the strats. So they fall back. Now they got a strong bomb site with mirror windows, with the clash, with toxic babes, and thorn razor blooms. And while you see the player positions are very close together, you do have Doki ratting in the basement, and he's the perfect operator for this. Barbed wire and razor blooms all pre-positioned on the side. He is just a walking gun. It's the other 4 members that have active utility. Shaiko swings, ego challenge, this time goes down.
Thankfully, though, even though Dan was the first one to fall, the Kali Skies managed to open up the mirror anyway. Now he's found a kill as well. Doki is going to go for a big flank, and if he finds Nako, shoots him in the back. This will be everything. Finds the first one. Goodbye to Rorik. Nako's now in a crossfire. Clash on one side, Doki on the other. Now Skies in a 1v3, still a mirror window, a bulletproof camera, and a clash staring at him. Even though Doki gets forced back, it really doesn't matter. Doki doesn't need to pick this. They can prevent the plan from going down. Stompn can always make his way forward as well. It's a Twitch after all. He is no threat. Stompn's now just staring at him, and this is another impossible round for VP. What a G2 we have seen today. This is G2 at their next level. They have shown us a brand of Siege that we haven't seen from them in quite some time, and it is making VP look like amateurs, which has not been the case for the entirety of kickoff. 5 rounds in a row, and this is not a battle.
It's 2v1. That was the exact same thing that we spoke about, you know, 10, 11 rounds ago, the VP are a better team on paper, but G2 have better individual skill. When VP were in the attack inside, they're having the same issue as G2 are having right now. They're not getting that teamwork together. It's 1v1, v1, 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 and the defenders are just posting their positions and they're just helping each other.
Reload it. Cover me.
Even with the vertical grip back, that recoil was a little bit too much for Benja to handle. Caught in 4K, mate. Ah, man, you're dead right. Now, I will say, I feel like the G2 attacks have been closer than the VP attacks. And I think that's not because their strategy is next level. I think VP really struggled to find an answer to the G2 setups when G2 were on defense. But I think the reason why G2's rounds are closer isn't because of the better strategy. It's because they're just better at fragging out. Like, a lot of these rounds end up as 2v1s, which look winnable, but we haven't had any successful clutches as of yet for G2.
Throwback, by the way. What did I say? Clash and Gym defense. Here it is for the first time. Shaiko shuts down Nako, but Pasha gets to trade back to even numbers, 4v4. But G2, they're not done just yet. They're gonna keep on pushing. They're gonna keep on fighting. Rorik's in the site, locking things down. G2 actually not speeding up. They're slowing down the round. This is good.
They know exactly where Pasha is. Isolating ones, though, is not a good play here for Benja. However, with G2 flooding the site, it makes it very hard for Pasha to try and clutch up. 1v3 brings out the shield again. He can peek for info, but he's going to have to take the fight with the SMG. What an insane shot. 3 kills in the round. As Shaiko goes down, it's just Alamau and Stompn. And Stompn is tucked away in this corner. Pasha, is he going to check for it? He's not. And he knows exactly where Stompn is now. But the plan has gone down here from Alamau. Jumps straight outside. The young American on 12 kills with a 2.0 KD is going to be the deadly player to watch in this round. As Pasha, he's got the Clash Shield, which is the best operator to try and go for a ninja plant here. He can put the shield down, no util to deal with it. Now it forces G2 to be the ones to make a move. He can try fake them out, but Stompn rips him apart from backstab. And G2 finally get one singular round of attack. And with it, they find map point.
The aggressive round that works out is the one against the mirror window and the Clash. They circumvent the extension on CCTV. They hit connector, they hit office, and they found a couple of kills early on. And finally, it actually works out. The Clash operator, the most important one at that, was in the wrong area of the building, not able to help the bomb site. But it's thanks to
bomb and defuse it.
But we know they're capable of pushing OT here. They've just been outpaced. It's just so funny how the difference between these two teams and the way that they attack these rounds. It's, yeah, like VP constantly like, okay, we're not getting it right, so let's try and beat their strategy, and they struggle to do that. Whereas with G2, it's like, well, we're not getting it right. Let's just frag the hell out.
Eventually, we'll get it right.
And look, once you try enough times, yeah, you are statistically probably going to get it right. Maybe 1 out of 6 times. Question is, can it be 2 out of 6?
Again, I think a lot of rounds with G2 they will live or die off the opening pick. Benji has been one of those those players rather, often first in battle on both the receiving end, of course, of that and giving. So we gotta watch here for the first death. Now VP, they have operators like the Echo, like the Smoke, that are phenomenal the lower the time gets on the board. But the issue is what with the roamers. It's Pasha on main stairs. It's Dan inside a gym. They're trying to hold on to that room for as long as possible, but he's applying pressure everywhere. Windows, grenades, candelas, Solid Snake scanning those player locations. G2 are doing split theory. They're waiting for that gap to appear.
But no pick as of yet. 1 minute 40 left on the clock. This has been one of the slowest rounds for G2, but a big aggressive play from Rorik. Alamau goes down, but Shaiko's found a kill elsewhere. Looking for a second now, and he finds it. Skies finally cut down on the rafters. That opens the floodgates here for G2 to take control. Nako and Dan both low HP on the bomb site. Actually, Dan isn't even on the bomb site. They're both in con. They have to rotate back. They just managed to slip on through. Still 2 players in construction. But cut off by Benja on the bomb site. Just outside that connector window. How do G2 look to shape up here? There's a lot of cover for VP. And in the late round, that's Yokai drone. The 3 of them will come into play for Nako. It's going to have to be an aggressive play here from Benja to the end of the round, trying to enable this execute.
Oh, the timing.
Oh, he jumps in the window! Finds the kill, 3 on the round. The Dane has opened this game wide. for G2, and Doki to foot down on Rorik. Nako 1v3, bearing 9 in hand, as he knows he's being hunted from behind by Benja. Benja has been massive in this round, a lot of damage onto him, but Sharko from way downtown covers that plan to perfection. The comeback is squashed, and G2 finally put the nail in the VP coffin.
There's two ways to look at this. If you're good as pros, and they gave him like second shotgun, EMP can open like the whole shebang. Played every round ever since.
Pico used to say he was the worst operator ever to be put into Siege, which probably was true at the time of release.
Ooh, okay. I had to do some deep think on that, but probably not far from it, yes. Like, very, very poor. We're talking, like, current Jackal levels of bad, right? Like, really unplayable, generally speaking.
Hey, he's got nades now.
Yeah, he's just got nades now. Doki did play it one round on Clubhouse or whatever. So there's that. But no, it's a good point, actually. Although I think, okay, big shout out to Thorn. Thorn was a number that never got played much in the past, and now, of course, with the reworks with the gadget, has seen a high amount of pick and ban rate.
Oh, who's this hiding behind this desk right there? Little rat. Basher the rat. He actually gets perfect timing, but Skies, wow, big C4 all the way up from the mezzanine. Goodbye to Stompn. 2 opening picks here. This is a very different kettle of fish to what we saw on Clubhouse. VP already looking very happy.
I mean,
but Shaka has a chance to sneak into sight.
It's just more of G2 on attack, isn't it? It's like, guys, either we're winning the round or losing the round in the first minute. Doki, great swing though. Takes down Rorik. Maybe it's not over just yet. Shaiko also has intel with that scanner on the Solid Snake. Only Grenade goes out. Doesn't find much. He starts planting. They might just stick it.
Bro.
They don't even know.
Watching 2 opening picks. Hello. Offside at the start of the round. The bomb site completely given up for free. And Shaiko managed to get in and plant. That's the power of the Snake. He knew exactly where they were and were not on the bomb site. He knew it was clear to plant. Sky's caught lacking on his vert upstairs, but it's VP now that have to make a move. And Shaiko's just around the corner with this incredibly powerful F2 in close range. The gas might actually be able to enable this. Pasha has to cover perfectly, but he's got to reload now and forced off the plant. 2 players now on the ground for VP. To Doki on the ground on the other side. It's all up to Skies. He's way upstairs. That is unbelievable. A 3 versus 5. Absolute theft from VP.
Face. And it's the complete opposite story. The very first round, G2 had no business winning. They won a 3v5 basement attack with nothing to begin. Like, no map control, no roam clear, no nothing. They win that. Then they have a 4v1, easiest attack of your life, and they lose it. It is just complete chaos.
Gonna ask you, what was the right decision, to go for the kill or go for the plant in that 4v1?
It's either or, right? I think that's the thing. Both plays are right if you do them together. But if Shaiko goes for a gunfight and Elena runs away, and then Benji starts panicking and starts sprinting to try and recover the situation, then you're doing 2 separate plans. And Nako has one plan, survive. And when he hears the plan going down, it's to deny. So either you push the kill together at Elena, or nobody goes that fight. Shaiko doesn't overswing, Benji doesn't overswing, and you just cover the plant itself.
As soon as Nako sees Alamo run the other way, he knows that they're going to plant instead of kill, and suddenly the pressure is off him as well. Dan's found an opening on his roam game.
Jackal?
I don't believe, is the hatch open for him to try and retreat back? I didn't manage to catch it. Sky's going to find one as well onto Benja. The Dokubi has gone down. That's the primary roam clearer. Good shot onto Rorik though. Bit of a re-peek from Pasha. Puts Stompn under a lot of pressure. He wants to start activating the Boogie drones to try and clear the vert, but he'll find a kill first. The Jackal comes into action. A couple of days since the buff has come through. Finally goes down. Does Skies. Thank you to the Jackal. Already getting bang for buck out of this util. Said the worst operator in the game, did you, Pengu, huh?
Doki did. He put him in useless category on his tier list 3 days ago on Twitter, and now he's played it twice here today alone. So great job rage baiting people, I suppose, Doki. Or just proving yourself wrong, I'm not sure.
Honestly, I think Doki just gets told, dude, play this operator.
Like, we need more roam clear. And then somebody goes, go play Solid Snake, dude. He goes, nah, I don't like the gun. I'm gonna play Jackal. Because it kind of does, like, the same thing, but in a much inferior way. Much worse, of course, Jackal that is. Now, this round has been weird as hell. So much roam presence for both teams. VP struck first, VP recovers, now they're supposed to have bombs at wall. LMAO still half on HP, it's good to take this gunfight, and the bank goes through, should be freebie.
No blind. Hell of a lot of damage onto him, but he just goes for the peak anyway. Goodbye to Dan. And that's going to force Nako back 1v3 now. No util to speak of. How does he find the kill against LMAO if it comes down to a close range 1v1? Good question. Don't give Nako another chance to clutch. He's already landed a 1v4. 1v3 looks even more winnable. LMAO low HP, a little bit of damage onto the foot, and he'll be finished off. Tanks the fire to get through back into sight, does Nako. I don't think he knows it, but G2 are just around the corner, both players. Both him and Stompn make eye contact. Now it's a 1v1. LMAO in close range. And the Blitz will flash and finish off the kill. That time, LMAO doesn't make the mistake of going for the plant. He hunts down Nako and puts him to rest.
Much better adaptation. You saw the distinct playstyle difference there.
Is it just whoever ends up 4-2?
Loading mag.
Or is
Low
it
key,
the
yeah.
defense should be more favored?
I don't know. I don't buy Lair being like super defense, super attack. I very much think it comes down to kind of like Clubhouse. Like if you're good at tagging team on Lair, because you can pick it apart strategically, you can win a fair bit of attacking rounds. But I think a lot of teams, they fall into the trap of playing default attacks, where it's very obvious what you're gonna do. And that's where a lot of teams just get countered, right? For example, here, you have Tashanka Ben from G2, but how many times are they going for a plan attempt? Practically none, right? So maybe the Tashanka Ben was a shield counter ban, for example, to enable the Blitz and the Lunti more, but they've been counter banned by British Pro. So generally speaking, I think 3-3 is great for both teams, and then whoever gets that fourth round, if it's the 4-2, they're gonna obviously just lead the head in the half.
Stompn's been phenomenal with these thermite charges, breaching both the external wall and now the ops wall as well. Gaping hole in the VP defense, but of course that's just step one, the hard breach. Now you got to take some real control and poise for a plant. And no doubt also go for a backstab because this is G2 after all. It seems to be Doki at the moment outside of lobby. As Skies gets revealed on his retreat, and of course it's Doki who's going to make his way immediately up through the mezzanine. Ooh. And finds both kills. Skies almost finished off. Surely he'll be able to finish off this kill, but no, Rorik actually steals the opportunity from him. There's also a flank up from the main stairs in Nako. So G2 have got to be careful. This advantage could slip away very quickly.
It's a big revive from Skies. He has 260 babes in pocket. Nako on the main stairs as well. Gets that backstab. All of a sudden, G2, their strong position is crumbling.
Oh no. Shaiko, though, with the fire, will eventually finish off Dan and completely obliterate that key position from the Azami. Good kill, though, from Stompn. He's backed up from the other direction. This was a great pivot from Stompn. It's the call that's enabled G2 to once again get an advantage. Problem is, Stompn and Shaiko on the two opposite ends of this map, of this bomb site. One trying to go for a plan solo, Stompn trying to bait on the other side, and he is going to stick it. Balls of steel for the Frenchman. As the two Frenchmen of VP now look to try and reply. Domes Nako, finds Skies as well. Stompn might have been alive on the other side of the building, but Shaiko says, hold on, young one, I can do it myself.
Of course, made him a little bit less toothless on the roam game.
Shaiko has been insane on G2. In fact, his stats for kickoff are better than any of his stats for Six Invitational, for the EML Finals, for EML Stage 2. He's actually managed to get, so far, up until now, a 1.0 kill per round, which is insane. He's the second best player in the league, 121 EPS, plus 19 on the KD, and he's winning most of his entry fights as well. 6 3Ks and a clutch. He's been unreal, better than he ever was on Falcons. And yeah, I think it really has been unleashed. He's found his stride on G2. The one question that remains for Shaiko is, can he keep it up when it comes to a LAN event? Because he tends to drop off a little bit compared to his online performance once we hit those big finals events. Doki now on the entry, big opening kill onto Skies. He is chasing them down, hunting them, aided by the information from Shaiko on the Solid Snake. Nako on the bomb site, supported by two other VP players. Pasha upstairs has just made his way back down, but he gets caught on the rotate. Stompn finds a narrow angle underneath the Kiba barrier. He thought he was safe, but Stompn was there to cut him down.
G2 just, again, being allowed to do whatever they want on the server. They want to take a risk, go for it. We believe in the system, in the playstyle. There's no risk that's too high. and just
Kill.
reap all the rewards that he can. Then does find Alamao, but honestly, at this point in the round, not the most important one. The Solid Snake is information.
Oh my god, he's right next to him. Perfect usage of the Solar Snake to predict that aggression, to get that information. Slow down the round for Shaiko. What a flick from Stompn! Traded back by Dan. 1v2 with Doki on the ground. Shaiko wants to go for a plant. Does he know it's safe? Doesn't matter! Benja has his back! Another big round for G2. 4-2 split. And besides, we've got Dan as well to help out. Plenty of DMRs. Even Rorik on the Boss G, by the way. Dokkaebi Boss G is a choice, man.
It's been a while since we've seen that. You know, ever since the DMR made it, it's been Visual Boss G, not the Dokkaebi. I'm curious if Rorik, you know, intentionally did it, or played some TDM earlier for warm-up, or... Because also there's a map where once you start fighting on the bomb side, you're taking a lot of continuous shots. Boss G's not great for that. It's like a one-off reload, almost like a Kali, if you will. Like a bold action weapon. I mean, I know you have 2 bullets, but it jumps so high you gotta wait a good bit between each shot. Doesn't quite compare to a DMR.
There you go. Finds the kill onto Alamao. That's huge. Don't discredit the Kali, I guess. That's the Kali. Don't discredit the Boss D, I guess.
Budget Kali.
Yeah, budget Kali here. G2, though, do decide, okay, with the Alamao down, it's time to fall on back. But Stompn still playing his position on the staircase. He can waste a little bit more time here, burn his last 2 gas babes. 1 more remaining. Also some barbed wire in pocket. It'd be nice for him to get that down. I don't think he's going to get a chance to.
I like the double stack.
It might just be a chance to fall back here with the nade. Last gas goes out.
And they'll stick it. Doki's hiding at the bottom of the staircase. I don't think they know that he's there. So they can baby shield into the push. Doki swings behind his teammate all of a sudden, and it's 2v1. Here comes the swing. Yeah, they find one.
Oh my god, you're right.
And then Doki
kill for Rorik, but Doki refrags it. You're dead right, Pengu, yet again. Nice chance there from VP, but G2 just another little micro play. Outdoes VP, and Doki comes back for more! Double kill!
They're not playing logical, so they're not gonna do that. And I think Virtus Pro is being a bit baited into it, kind of assuming what the outcome is, rather than taking a look at the outcome and looking at what's in front of them. That and Pash is now 0-8, his individual struggles continues, and still, it's a close game where G2, frankly, they're clutching a lot of these rounds.
Yeah, and whether it's a clutch or whether it's a play like you were talking about with Doki, you know, doubling back and backing up the second player, reinforcing off, but he's still there. These are mind games, right?
Yeah.
When is the best time to play mind games against your opponent? When they lost 5 rounds in a row on Clubhouse, when it's been a really long day for them, because remember, VP played the first match today against Falcons, and when Pasha is going 0-8. Like, these are the perfect conditions to start toying with your opponents. And G2 know that. They are the masters of the mind games here in EU.
And make your opponent question reality. Also, it speaks to the tilt factor. If I'm dying to that, it's a desk slammer. You know, it's like, oh, why did that happen? And now you got Doki's
like
ego
when you're the
challenging.
first one to die to it, and then like your teammate dies as well, and you're like, why did no one refrag that? Speaking of refrag,
Yeah.
even though Stompn went for a big run out, he does get replied on. So good catch, but losing a thermite, I guess he's done most of his hard breach. It's not the end of the world. Still just not fun. Again, continuous aggression from G2.
Me trading a passive use on Thorn with active use of hard breach. And like you said, there is those secondary cannonballs from Dan on the Grim, so it's not like it's the end of the world. But it's usually worth to trade 1-for-1 if you're the defending team, because you still have the map control, but you get a body.
Oh, big kill.
Thought Shaco was gonna fall there for a second, but no.
3v3 still favors the defense here, but VP start to try and take control of this top floor. Man, Pasha is using every single last bit of his U2 with the Candelas to open up space on this top floor. G2 just say, all right, well, we're going to fall back. We can give up that map control. We don't mind at all. We can play a late round goose chase in the 3v3. All of these G2 players are still on that top floor. Doki's actually been left all the way over in display. Or rather, it's in mask, sorry, and he's got the keeper barriers to really fortify a position as well. Spotted briefly by the Grim. He's about to find the Blackbeard, and he will be finished off. Shaiko as well gets up and active into the situation. The Blackbeard, insufficient. And Dan now, the last one left. 3 shots from the Bailiff remain. And it will fall as well. Plan B. Like, even when there is no plan C, there's no plan D, they're just like, I'll frag out. Right? They can pay attention to the micro plays as well, like Doki on the stairs, backing up Stompn. So many different layers, so many different playstyles they can change between. Whereas VP definitely, even though they're so much more adaptable than the old VP, they still want to play one particular type of game.
I'm reloading!
You can argue that a lot of great teams in Siege, they are either good in the early or the late game, you know, getting opening pick and then stably converting that into a round victory. Maybe they're great at executing the bomb site. I think G2 are just great in the mid game. They can lose a player or two in the beginning and the round is still theirs to win. But then they're a bit messy in how they get that first pick or how often they die first. And of course, we've seen them in the 4 versus 1s getting a bit sloppy and a bit messy with how they want to play it out. But being a good mid-round team is a very good strength because it means that any round is winnable from almost any position. And that's, again, that star player playstyle.
And you can see that by the fact that G2 have won 3 of the rounds where VP have found the opening kill here on Lair. Meanwhile, they've also won 5 opening kills on this map so far. So they're winning the number of opening kills. They're also winning most of the times when VP gets the opening kill.
I like this little smoke play, but VP read into it well.
Oh, see you later, Dan.
Reload!
That's a huge kill from the Warden, perfectly played by Doki, but then he falls back onto his position after Shaiko dies. The Candela shot, so he's safe for a little bit longer. Prep to C4 as well. He's enabled Stompn to get aggressive. Flashbang comes out. Stompn is in such a little wrap position, all the way advanced towards operations.
That's really good. He's retaking a position that was once Virtus Pro, so they're not going to expect this. He can help Doku to crossfire. Neko goes down as well elsewhere on Skybridge. So this again, Virtus Pro, they cannot fight back because this round is impossible.
Is this really how it ends for G2?
10?
They started with a bang, but they closed it so concisely. And you gotta wonder, is it a bird? Is it a plane? Nah, it's a super team, and G2 are back on top of EML, where they belong.
Was there really ever any doubt that they were gonna top Europe? Maybe for a very short moment when the roster first formed and people said they're gonna need a couple of weeks together, maybe kickoff, and then stage 1, that's when they're gonna be at their highest level. But honestly, both VP and G2 has found huge success already and showing such a good longevity to this roster, right? If this is their current level, give them that major, give them stage 1, see where they can be 3 to 4 months from now. Don't go anywhere.